I know I said there were only going to be 12 lessons, but I lied. So we're going to start working on some other things. Today I want to talk about mail and the address book, and if it doesn't take too long, the calendar. If it does, I'll make another video. Many of you are still using webmail, which is fine, but you're missing a lot of features. As you know, I don't use Office at all, and I prefer MacMail to Outlook. It's a little different, but I find that it's much faster, and it not just in the way that it works, but in the way that I can customize messages. One thing that is strange about MacMail is that the address book is a separate application on Apple. So even though they're working together, they're not directly visible. Like, it doesn't visibly look like they're integrated. So what I want to show you to do today is how to make a custom group with your email. And we're also going to cover a couple of basic email settings that you should have set up. So I'm going to use my Spotlight and type mail. Okay. Now I'm framing this video so that you don't see all the junk on my desktop. So what does this mean? This means that, for example, when I tell you you need to check the menu, then you need to know, how to get to the menu. I'm not going to cover like those things. So here's my Mac mail. If you don't know, this is the button you hit to receive new mail, and this is the button you use to write mail. If you want to style your mail, it has plenty of rich text features to let you do that. Like this. Yeah. And you could write all your messages like that and be, annoying. The other thing with MacMail that's really nice is that when you make an attachment and you attach something that the Mac can use, it actually displays it inside the mail. So for example, if I find a movie that I've made, like this, movie database, no audio, it will attach it to the mail, but when you get the mail, you can watch the movie from within inside the mail, just like this. You don't have to download it, save it, etc. You can actually play the movie inside of the mail. And if you remember the lesson on preview, if you get an image, you can space bar click on the image and it will open up. So you don't have to download it. You can just use the mail. Alright, so let me get out of here. The other thing is under Mail, I'm in the upper left here, Preferences, in the little preference box under General. You want to make sure that Check for New Messages is set to like every few minutes. Make sure it's not manual, because if it's manual, you have to press this button every time you want to get mail. Alright? So let's work on making a departmental address list. So I'm going to open the address book, Spotlight Search, address book. I wasn't joking when I said I use Spotlight Search to find stuff. I honestly hardly ever use the menu. I just Spotlight Search. So here's the address book. If you click on an address, I put these in here as samples, and if you click somebody's name, it will turn the page to show you their contact information. You click the little red tab here to go back. Okay? This is where you want to be. And what we want to do is we want to find our DAA email, which is here. Yep. And you might see on my Mac, but we want to click here, like DAA email, and then add. And just for fun, I'm going to put DAA. If you're using Gmail or Hotmail, you will find that they have their own headings. So if you're wanting to use DAA email addresses, you need to make sure you've clicked here first. Now I am clicking, and you're like, what? He's not doing anything. It actually is going to make sure, because I'm clicking here, that it puts the group underneath. If you're not 100% sure, you can click on Contacts and then click Add, and it will put a group underneath. Alright? The next thing we need to do is find the people we want to put in our group. So we go down here to DAA Global Address List. And we go up here, and I'm going to add Patrick. Okay, I'm just going to drag him over. Omar. Hardy. Alright, so I've got the address group made. Yep, here are all the people. What I want to do now is I want to email them. So I'm going to right click. So you right click by control clicking or double clicking, like two finger click. Send email to IT Teachers Group. And here they are. Alright, email sent. So that's pretty easy. The other thing that you can do is, let's say you've made the group and you want to share it with other people. Right click again, export group vCard. And then my desktop is really messy, alright? So I'm going to actually make a folder for this. If you don't know how to do this, you hit the little down arrow and then you can see the desktop, new folder, vCards. Okay, I'm going to save this here. And I'm actually going to go to send the group an email. Here is the vCard for IT teachers. And I'm going to attach the vCard. Okay, when they get this, they can click it and it will install this group onto their computer so that they can use it. So if one person makes a group, everybody can share it. Just like that. So that's pretty easy. The other thing I want to point out is the calendar. Now, I do like the calendar, but I actually use a combination of calendars. So I'm using this calendar plus like 2 Google calendars to coordinate everything. And they do exchange information, but it does get tricky. This also will go into your webmail calendar. So anything you put here will show up in your webmail. And you can connect this to your Google Calendar, your Hotmail, whatever. So for example, if you're in your calendar, if you don't know how to open your calendar, Spotlight, iCal. Yeah. And that will open your calendar. So today I have nothing scheduled, so it's the perfect day to experiment. Just double click, new event, test event. Okay. Now the reason that this can be annoying is it does not automatically open up all of the options for you. After you make the event name, you open it to set your information. And what happens is people look at this and they're like, oh, this information is already set, but actually each one of these fields is editable. So I'm going to unclick all day, and now I'm going to make the start time 11 a.m. and the end time 12 p.m. Repeat none. You can do custom repeats actually, pretty handy, weekly, daily, yearly, etc. Notice how it says work and home. I have a personal calendar and a work calendar, so when I add these, it changes if it's for work or if it's personal or if it's for my DAA email. So now if it's a purple event, I know that it's for DAA. And because I'm also working with GEMS, I don't actually use this. What I do is for GEMS stuff, I mark it as work green, and I mark DAA stuff as purple. Okay, alert, message with sound, email, open file, run script. You can actually, have a movie play if you want, but I think that's a little obsessive. So you can have a message sent to you once they 30 minutes before. Add invitees. I'm going to add Omar because I know he's proctoring and he won't see this and I can explain it later. So now he's going to be invited. I can add an attachment. These are the NISA sessions I'm doing at the conference, so I'll attach that. Okay. Here's a note. Please ignore this entire invite. So within this little window, I've scheduled everything, invited somebody, added reminders, added an attachment, and put in a note. And then I'm going to hit send. And now we'll go to Omar, and if he accepts it, it will be notified into my calendar. So the calendar is actually pretty powerful. You can take iCal calendars as well and upload them and share them online in different ways. So if you're looking to create calendars that you can share, it's possible to use iCal to do it. It's very easy to share calendars between apples, but with the bring your own device concept when we're working with kids, we often have to look at a third party like Google Calendar. So we put the data from here into Google Calendar, and then everybody can share it because it doesn't matter what platform you're on. All right, so that's some mail groups and calendaring, and there'll be more to come. I hope this was helpful.